by far the fastest, and time starts when she hits yes.
Alright, so time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Birth by Sleep's a really weird game, and I'll explain it the best I can. But first, orbs. We're going to skip through talking about orbs. Orbs suck. It's literally the first fight in the game. You have to fight them with all 3 characters, and
It's
they're awful.
RNG and it hates you.
Yeah, it's basically you're just trying to kill these little balls of light as quickly as possible, and they just bounce around randomly. If they bounce into each other, that's good. If they bounce anywhere else, that's bad, and your AI can bounce them as far away as possible. This is one of probably the heaviest reset point in all categories of this game. It's actually ridiculous. But anyway, going on to try to talk about Birth by Sleep. So this game's really weird. That was a nice orbs. So
that's my best orbs ever.
Nice. So this game's really weird in that how the mechanics work is in other Kingdom Hearts games you have like all of your like limits and items and everything all in like separate menus that you like analyze across each other. Birth by Sleep just packs it all together in what's called a command deck, and all your abilities are what's called commands. So your items, your limits, your abilities, your magic, all of that are commands in this game. So when you look at the bottom left corner of Alphena's screen, you'll see her commands that she starts out with. And the thing about these commands is when you kill enemies in this game, not only do you get EXP like in a normal RPG to get stronger, but your commands also level up, something called CP. So, and when your commands level up enough, you can actually combine these level up commands to make more powerful commands. And so the whole idea of the speedrun just revolves around just breaking this game as quickly as possible with really highly level commands. So this is the first force fight of the game. And we went straight into Ven's D-Link, because we're really looking for a D-Link drop here. It's completely random, it's really stupid, you just kill enemies, hope they drop it.
Come on!
We need this drop for the first boss in the game.
There we go!
And there it is. Okay. So, we need this for the first boss of the game, you'll see why when we get there. D-Links are actually very important in this game. They're very strong. They're basically Birth by Sleep's replacement for summons. So when you activate a D-Link, all your commands in the bottom left disappear. They change into commands based off whatever character that you summon. So when you summon Ventus, you get a bunch of like wind-based commands and fast attacking commands. And when we summon Aqua later, she's going to be magical commands.
And it'll be gorgeous and fanciful. And did I even check? Okay, I gotta kill it.
And more importantly, all of the D-Links actually have their own unique finishers. They have unique finishers and passive abilities. We want Ven's D-Link for the passive ability we're going to show off in a minute. And we want Aqua's D-Link for finisher, because Aqua's finisher wrecks worlds. So, you saw Alfie killing a flood there to pick up their blue orbs. That just to refill the D-Link meter, because we do need it for this first boss fight. You actually have to pay attention to a lot of things in this game, because you have the focus gauge, which is shot logs you have to pay attention to, then the D-Link gauge to make sure you can use your D-Links when you want to. That's actually very important for a lot of this run. Also, this is unskippable.
I always try to skip it, because I don't want to watch it.
For some reason, a lot of things are just completely unskippable. Anyway, so this is why we get the Ventus D-Link. You can see we're just attacking really, really quickly. that's Ventus's passive on level 1. You just hit things really quickly, and his finisher wrecks worlds. So we have fun just wailing on Wheelmaster until he decides to run around like an idiot, and eventually, hopefully, finish him off.
Come on.
As he just jumps around like an idiot. This is the worst pattern you can get. But looking, still not a bad fight from the looks of it.
Fuck you!
He just jumped away last minute.
I'm sorry.
Just jumped away last minute. Okay.
The bosses are so RNG, and I just get very grumpy at certain patterns. I'm gonna try to behave.
Yeah, what Alfie used at the end there was what's called a shot lock. It's just what the focus meter's for, and you just charge up attacks and do very, very like powerful attack moves like that. What we currently have is Shadow Dive, I think it is. We're going to get a more powerful shot lock later. For now, this is our first menu. We're going to replace the Quick Blitz with Blizzard, and then the Empty with Zero Gravity, or vice versa.
I do vice versa.
So, second force fight of the game, it's the exact same thing as the first, except we're going for Aqua levels instead of Ven levels. Ven, we're basically done with for the rest of the game. Aqua, we really need to get 2 level ups
We're gonna
ASAP.
use Ven's D-Link one more time. For the boss of this world.
Ah, right. I always forget about this world because I use different strats for it. But yeah, we're going to use Ven one more time. But Aqua, we really need these drops quickly. Why do you only get Wellspring drops in beginner? I swear. Anyway, so I might as well talk about it because I kind of brought it up. You saw something drop there called a Wellspring Crystal. You're going to see a lot of those things drop throughout this run. They're just completely random item drops. And what they actually do is when you meld your commands together after leveling them up, you can use those items to actively select what abilities these commands get, because when you meld commands together, you do actually get your abilities like Second Chance, like Once More, like Leap Bracer attached to them.
And all we're gonna care about is Fire Boost and Attack Haste. There's feedback.
Fire Boost, Attack Haste, and that's about it. That's all we really care about. So what you want to look out for is we want Shimmering Drops. We want Shimmering Drops really, really badly, and we want any Fleeting Drops if we can get them. We grabbed the 1 Pulsing there. I think you only need 1, possibly 2.
I prefer to only have 1, but I've had to use like 4 sometimes because I don't get anything.
So, but yeah, just Birth by Sleep speedruns in general have a decent amount of RNG to them because you are looking for these specific item drops, and you add on top of that you're using D-Links, and you really need those to level up as well, and the RNG elements can add up very quickly. But talking about escorts, escorts suck. All 3 characters have 1. I think Terra's is the least egregious of them. Basically, all we're doing is we're trying to clear the way for Cinderella to move using critical impact. The other neat mechanic of this game is that little bar right below where it says commands. You build that up just based on normally attacking. And based on the commands you use to build that gauge up, you go into what's called a command style, which is where Terra flashes up and has a bunch of cool animations and a whole new set of attacks and all that fun stuff. So we're specifically using Sliding Dash and Stun Edge to get into this command style, which just destroys things very, very quickly with basic attacks. and we're using that to try to keep stuff out of Cinderella's way so she can be walking for as much of this escort as possible. It's actually a pretty annoying fight to do effectively, as Floods just completely troll Alfie here.
What is she doing?
I think one Flood's
Oh my
in
god.
his way. That's BBS in a nutshell.
Are you gonna go the smart way? Come on, come on. Which way do you want to go?
That is BBS in a nutshell. But, oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
Cindy can also. We want Cindy to go to the left of the staircase here. Sometimes she goes to the right because, or actually no, she want her to go to the right. Sometimes she goes to the left because BBS is BBS, and that's just kind of how it is. It's possible to finish escort without killing these last couple waves at the top of the steps. We kill them on beginner because of experience mostly, and also on beginner it's very quick to just murder everything. So nice to get that extra experience wherever we can.
Mm-hmm.
Experience is pretty important. There's going to be one grinding section later on in this run, and we're really just trying to get to level 20 for the final boss in the game. That's our main objective. But so
we're getting ready to see the last time we'll see Ventus's D-Link for the entire run. So I hope you guys are paying attention for it, because, you know, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, Ven's fun to use twice, but after that, we gotta move on to bigger and better things. We gotta move on to my girl. Yeah, we gotta start burning people alive and whatnot. So, for now, we're just going to go back in Ventus and we're going to wail on this guy. The one interesting thing about this guy is when you reach a certain HP barrier, this guy wants to jump up in the air. It's actually possible to do this fight without him doing that, which he just did it to Alvy. It's possible. It's basically RNG. I haven't found any consistent way to do it. I've only done it like twice.
I've never managed it, but I've seen it once.
And that can save a couple seconds, and that's really the only interesting thing about that fight. Otherwise, you just kind of wail on him. The instruments are pretty trolly, though. The instruments can just hit you whenever the heck they want.
This next world has some of my favorite movement in the entire run.
Yeah, moving in this world's a lot of fun. No glitches, of course. None whatsoever.
We're gonna take the marathon safe route instead of the risky route.
So
because I'm not consistent enough.
You can do some really cool movements, like with shot lock up here, which we're still going to do some interesting movement right now. Where this shot lock for you have to jump while you're doing it. I don't.
It just trolled me. That's what happened.
Yeah, but the thing about Terra's shot lock is that this current shot lock, he actively moves towards wherever you're shooting. So we can take advantage of that to just jump around the place. And there's some really swag movement you can do when going for that flame salvo chest, involving just jumping, doing a single shot lock on a pot, and just flying right next to it. It's crazy. Also, no glitches, but we're kinda going to sequence break this game a little bit. We're just going to hop up here, do a nice little sliding dash.
It's not our fault that if you jump just right, you can actively use one of the bushes as a platform.
Yeah, no glitch. We're just kinda breaking the sequence and getting a very powerful command early in the game. So we're going to abuse it. No, we're not. We're just going to sell it. Sorry.
We get a very powerful command for the money.
Yep, we get it just because we can sell it for like 750 money or something like that. And instead we're going to buy a bunch of fires. Whole bunch of fires, an arrow, and a zero appetite.
Yeah, I almost bought the cure. I don't need the cure. Not magnet yet.
Yeah, not yet. We'll get there. So, but also going to do our first melding of the game with some leveled up abilities. And use
I use a hungry.
And using hungry, just trying to get ability attached to it. So, you might be wondering why we're buying a bunch of fires. Well, we'll get to that, but fires are a teeny tiny bit broken on beginner. A little bit.
As he says teeny, he means completely.
We just like burning things alive, you know? It's
It's why the
nothing
run
big.
appeals to me, as I'm totally a pyro, guys. It's okay.
So, unfortunately, we didn't get the Aqua D-Link going into this force fight. So, we have to just whack them all a little bit and hope they eventually drop
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Like previously stated,
There we go.
BBS is BBS, and these drops are completely random and game sometimes. But now that we have it, we can start spamming Magneras and Thunders, and it's great. Everything's great in the world. I hope you like Magnera Thunder spam, because this isn't the last
Gather.
video of it.
Want some?
Thunder! Gather!
Thunder.
I hope you love these voice clips, cause you'll hear plenty of them, trust me. Enough of them to last you a lifetime.
He's not wrong.
Also, we got level 6. That's actually kind of important, because level 6 is a strength up, and if you don't get it before Mirror coming up, that can be a problem. So that's good. Now we're going to head over to Magic Mirror. Magic Mirror is one of the most annoying boss fights in this freaking game. It's a pain. But on beginner, it's not too bad for the most part. It's possible to kill him quickly and whatnot, but we'll just go into it and try to show you what I mean.
It's not a glitch, it's, you know, an exploit.
Well, it's not even an exploit. It's how the game's designed.
It's true.
But anyway, we're just going to kind of.
Screw you.
Well, that's why this fight sucks. It's possible to hit this guy before he flies away, and it's just sometimes he just gets away, and he starts doing this crap, and this boss is a pain. Basically, what we were trying to do was he just went by him.
I know, but I couldn't had to avoid the things. I saw it and I was like,
You're
I
on
don't know
beginner.
how to...
You would have been fine.
Have you met me?
But basically, we're trying to just get him to hold still for a bit, so we can knock him around, get into critical impact, and just wail on him. You can see his health bar goes down pretty quickly once we can actually do that. The hard part is being able to do that. In the meantime, we're just stuck having him do his little manipulative games. You look for the guy with the smiley face, and he's smiling. A very annoying fight. Real pain in the butt. He dies quickly enough if you can get a hold of him. Getting easier said than done.
Yeah. If you get it right, it's really, really gorgeous, but... Yeah, he smiles because he actually likes the pain.
It's possible to kill him before you can do any of those crazy attacks we just saw. Before you could do like the wall or the circling or any of that. It's pretty difficult, honestly. You have to get a little bit lucky to do it. But now we have is this the longest menu in the run? I think it is.
Yes. Well, it's, yes and no.
It depends on how you look at long. Anyway, we're going to switch out these fires that we already have leveled up for different fires, as well as equip some other abilities we need to level up, like the Cure and Zero Gravity. You'll notice this is a running motif of this run, we're really trying to level up these commands. Also, remember the Keyblade.
Yes, remember the Keyblade, that's it.
And So running motif is that we're trying to level up all of these commands. You'll see the results of this by the end of this next world. We can, because the melding system is actually kind of brilliant in just how much variety in the gameplay it can give you. The problem being, we can kind of exploit it.
Kind of.
A little bit. You know, we're just getting very powerful abilities by the end of early game / start of mid game. You know, no big deal.
We just want to skip all these cutscenes because we don't want to know anything about the
Yep.
story. This is a speed run. We've got no time for story.
All you need to know is the last run was all about killing bad guys with the power of friendship. This story is all about the power of friendship falling apart and bad stuff happening. That's basically your summary. So the next force fight, I think you're starting to get the pattern of these force fights. We love our good old Gather Thunder.
I didn't want that so early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got Aqua D-Link level 2 finally, which is good. What's not good about it is we also have this finisher now. And this finisher is not very good. It's very long, it doesn't do as much damage as her level 1 finisher. And it's just a major pain. We want to get Aqua level 2 earlier than this, so we can just unequip this finisher. For now, this is kind of just going to slow this fight down to a crawl, which is unfortunate.
Crap, and then I let that
And of course that happens. But there's really nothing you can do about that. That's EBS speed EBS.
This is true.
You'll hear us saying that a lot. It's just how it is. But the important thing for getting Aqua level 2 is to get that Mind Square. That Mind Square is going to help us a lot in our grinding that we're going to do in a little bit. And actually I lied to you. We're going to do 2 different parts of grinding. The first one's coming up right now.
No, I don't really consider this as grinding. I'm just gonna kill everything on my way.
I consider it kind of grinding. But we pick up this shimmering chest. This is unfortunately our first and only shimmering drop right now.
Is it?
Which is kind of unfortunate.
I'm gonna think here.
So we're going to meld our first Vira as well as a Blinding Strike.
No,
Confusion Strike,
Confusion
my bad.
Strike.
The Confusion Strike was actually a pretty recent change to this route. It happened like a month ago, I think. Something like that. But again, running motif, we're going to get some abilities that are level 1, level them up a bit, maybe kill some stuff, you know, the usual. The tricky thing is that all these strikes we have to get to level 3 instead of level 2 to meld properly.
One other thing, but we're thinking about it.
Oh, right. I forgot that as well. That's a good thing to remember. We want D-Link to kill things on our way here quickly. I think we're going to have to reset the room in order to do that.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate, but when that force fight at the beginning of the world goes badly, that's just kinda what happens.
I'm done with you.
So we're on our way to Trinity Armor, which is the next fight, and on the way we're just going to kill some dudes. We're going to do some Gather Thunder stuff, you know. Just the usual. Nothing that intensive going on here.
Hey, he could have given me a shimmering crystal. I want it.
Family.
He could give me a shimmering crystal. Nothing is as important as my shimmering crystals.
But the main thing that we're looking for with this are shimmering drops.
Like that one.
There we go. That's one. Shimmering drops are very, very important in this game because we use the shimmering drops to get an ability called Fire Boost, which just makes all our attacks with fire a lot more powerful. And yeah, we kind of just use that to try to break the we have 2 fire boosts now, which is good. We need, if we want a 3rd fire boost to be as quick as possible. If you don't get the 3rd fire boost, 2 fights in the run are significantly slower. 1 being the true villain of the game, and 1 being the final boss of the game.
3 of my runs get slowed, or 3 of my fights get slowed down, including Jedi Masters Eriquis.
That fight's about the same.
I actually get slowed down when I don't have it. No joke.
It's about the same.
I lose about 30 seconds.
Interesting.
This is what happens when you're not like the greatest runner ever.
I always thought it was about the same.
Probably when you're better at the strats.
Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate. These roots are a pain in the tuchus because they just stay in the ground and just shoot at you. It sucks. Major pain, but we can finally fight Trinity Armor now. So Trinity Armor basically signifies the exact middle point of the game for all 3 characters. Like, this is where all the 3 stories converge and you fight the same enemy. And this fight's wildly different for each of the characters on each of the different, and just for each of the characters on each of the runs. Terra has this fight, not the worst, but not the best either. Basically, we're going to try to get into Firestorm, like right now, just wail on him, get the Firestorm finisher, and try to shoot him until he's dead. And hopefully not die while we do it. That's basically the plan. This crazy death beam laser thing is not a one-hit kill on beginner, thankfully, but it does a decent enough chunk of damage that we're going to try to stay away from it. Just if we can, you know, it's a preference. Just a preference sort of thing. We're killing these... That's unfortunate. We're killing these guys in a very specific order. First we go after the feet, then we go after this little helicopter arm thing. The reason for that is because the actual head is what you need to kill for him to die, but it can only be lowered to a certain amount of HP before the other ones are dead. It's really kind of obnoxious. So we have to kill the other guys first, and the feet are just the easiest to hit at the start, and then the helicopter just kind of does its thing. So he does this, he's invulnerable, and then he's just gonna mega for us for as long as he wants to. And we're just kind of going to try to ignore it. If you sit in this spot, the sweet spot right below him, like underneath his shadow, he just doesn't hit you. If you ever watch a crit run of this category, like, you use that to no end. On beginner, we just kinda try to wail on him as much as we possibly can. But I think Alfie's playing it a little bit safe because Marathon and because she got low on health at the start of the fight, which can be a bit scary. You might think because we're playing on beginner, it's hard, like, you can't die. You'd be wrong. It's actually surprisingly easy to die.
There's a few spots that are very, very risky. That fight, if you're not careful, can be. There's a couple other spots that are high risk for death. Yeah,
Trinity Armor, it's very easy to accidentally die on beginner. The other big two are Eriquis and Terranor. You can easily die. I think those are by far the scariest parts of the run on beginner.
Yeah.
In terms of just pure death.
I'm just killing a couple floods for D-Link.
Yeah, we get the unfortunate thing about how that grinding went is we don't really have the D-Link we want here. And we need this D-Link to get into the actual grinding segment of this run. So Alfie's going to attempt to do some really specific inputs and move around this next area in some really specific ways to get as much XP and CP as quickly as humanly possible.
I'm feeling a little tight on money.
Yeah, Aqua's fixed, Banda, but you're fine.
Close.
But we're going to
low on money
buy a Binding Strike and three magnets, and we're going to equip all of these right away. And now we're going to try to do some very specific inputs to the best of our ability. This is actually very hard to do, surprisingly so. We're going to go into Aqua, Magnet, Thunder, Finisher. Then we're going to Mind Square, hope no one hits us, use the Magnet, then wait for the birds to come in, use the Finisher. It's actually very important to wait for the birds to come in because A, they can kill you, B, they can actually swoop in and take your drops, which sucks, and 3, they drop Shivering Drops.
You know if you did it right because you get all your D-Link back.
Yep, that was a good clean run. We're going to try to do this 2 more times and then do it 1 more time after a menu. This is actually very difficult to do properly. It's very, very easy to screw this up.
Oh, I messed it up already.
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
But yeah, it's very hard just to do this properly and have all of your D-Link afterwards, because the timing for everything is rather specific. Especially because
like that.
of the birds. Yeah, it's very easy to be just a tiny, tiny bit off.
I'm gonna go grab it.
In which case, you have a couple options. We can either just deal with it and run back in, or we can go back and kill a flood, or we can just leave the world and re-enter. I'm not entirely sure what's the fastest of those options, but Alfie wants to show off this grinding the best that she can for the marathon.
Also, this is just my default answer, so it's the one that doesn't require me to keep thinking.
Whatever works. So we're going to do this 1 more time. These birds are refusing to come in. There we go. And we're good. What's unfortunate is we didn't appear to get our 3rd Shimmering Drop in this crap, which is very unfortunate. And that's... what did I just say about the birds? Now we're
going... that means Confusion Strike's not all the way leveled up, actually. So I'm gonna actually go over here.
Yeah, that's less than ideal. We're just going... because we're doing all of this just to try... doing all of this for a couple reasons. One is to level up. You might as well kill this guy. Yeah.
I wanted it.
We're doing this for a few reasons. One is for our actual EXP. We want to be level 20 by the final boss. 2 is leveling up these commands, which is why Alfie went back in to kill the guy, because the Confusion Strike wasn't all the way leveled.
No,
For this menu, we're going to level up.
I've got them all.
Oh, we did get the 3rd one. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna be a nice, pretty run.
So for this menu, we're going to get our Fyras with Fire Boost, thankfully. We're going to get up a bunch of Magneras. Magnet is very broken in every KH game. You should try it sometime, it's a lot of fun. We're going to get Akira and then our last Magnera. And this is basically going to be our setup for the remainder of the run. We're going to burn everything alive as best as possible. And it's a good amount of fun. So we're going to go back in and do this grinding segment 1 more time. just so we can get our EXP as much as possible, and also level up the Pyras a bit, because we're going to get rid of these Pyras and replace them with other commands quicker than you might think. So just, that was clean. Go over to the next wave, do the same thing, and hope it all comes out. Ah. Slightly unfortunate, but we have the Magneras now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We're going on our way to the Brag fight, aka not Zigbar, aka Speedybar, or whatever my chat calls them. I don't even know anymore. And on the way, we're just going to kill some dudes, level up as we do. So the not Zigbar fight is a major pain. But he's not hard, he's just a pain, because it's pretty much RNG how quick the fight goes. So the strat of... We don't need to kill that one.
I know.
So basically the strat here is remember when we did all that movement to get the Flame Salvo chest in Dwarf Woodlands? We're going to use it now, and since we have Fire Boost, it kind of does a lot of damage. So we're just going to knock him down and just shot block him. That's the strat. And you can just watch his HP just disappear. It's pretty glorious. But it's possible to kill him before he does his DM and goes back up on that perch, and we got him. That's pretty much complete RNG if you can kill him before he goes back up on the perch and shoots at you again.
I don't know why you guys are saying world record.
Tiny bit off world record pace.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, this is. I will say this is. I'm afraid to like jinx myself, but this is feeling PB pace.
But yeah, it's really
I
really
forgot
nice
to start my
get
split,
this.
so I have no idea.
Also, the most hype part of the game coming up. Let's go. Get hyped. Get hyped. Everyone get hyped. It's the best part. It's the best part.
The worst part.
It's the best part.
It's the worst.
It's the best.
The worst.
It's the best. You won't convince me otherwise, Alfie.
I got the wrong commentator. This is the worst.
Get hype. It's Kingdom Hearts time. Everyone get hype. We are in Kingdom Hearts, and we're playing Mario Kart. It's Kingdom Hearts. It's amazing. Shut up. So, yeah, this is Kingdom Hearts. And,
you have to win.
Shortcuts.
First off, you have to win.
Yeah, you have to win this, or the run just dies. It's kind of sucky in that sense, but it's hype.
I'll take early
And
tornado.
we're going to take a couple shortcuts, try to avoid those tornadoes, and that's kinda it. Assuming it goes well. It's actually surprisingly easy to lose this race for just one simple reason. The rubber banding on this minigame is ridiculous. It is actually absurd. You will be lapping you guys, and you'll just watch the mini-map as they jump up ahead of you. It's actually fun to watch.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
But we don't really care about getting slowed down or being hit by the tornadoes in the first couple laps. Like, it loses some time, but who cares about that?
The only lap that matters is the last one.
We only really care about the last lap, because again, the rubber banding in this game is absurd. So on the last lap, they will always be close to you. And if you get hit by any of the tornadoes on the last lap, you just lose the race. And if you lose the race, you have to do it again. And if you do it again, then rip speedrun. But again, it's the best part of the run.
I'm trying to do some break turns to help give me a little bit more of a buffer.
all of that hitting stuff with Keyblade and magic and burning stuff alive, that's not fun. This is fun. This is what Kingdom Hearts is all about, guys. This is the true heart of the series.
And we managed to not hit any tornadoes on the last lap. That's all I asked for.
We even get to ride on Keyblades. Great.
Keyblade.
Keyblade. And that's Kingdom Hearts. The one interesting thing about this world is those last two cutscenes Alfie skipped. It's actually possible for you to not even see them, and for it to just only show one cutscene. It's actually really weird. You have to set up a player profile where only one character has a completed save file, but the one character has to be one of the two characters you are not playing as. It's very strange. So, welcome to Olympus Coliseum. We still like Magnet Thunder Aqua Finisher.
Okay, we really just like Aqua Finisher.
Well, yeah, but we like Magnet Thunder to get there. We like Magnet Thunder a lot more on Crit. On Beginner, it's kinda eh, but Aqua Finisher makes up for it very easily. Gather Thunder!
Want some? I'm sorry, my favorite one when he's doing the finisher is Want Some.
I just love the weird grunt. It's like he's taking a dump or something.
It's kind of just at a certain point you just start making fun of the run because otherwise you're gonna lose your sanity. I mean, we're pretty sure you lost your sanity when you agreed to run it, but you know.
Oh yeah, many a streamer has lost their sanity running the game. By many a streamer, I mean me.
I don't think I had sanity going into it, so it doesn't matter.
That's a good point. Maybe I didn't have any either. I don't know. So...
I mean, just go ask my community. They'll tell you I didn't have any going into it. Oh,
so anyway, get up on the Hydra's run here. We're gonna
work for Hades instead.
Because Terra's the cool kid, and Terra only interacts with villains. Cool emo kid.
He thinks they're good guys, though.
Yeah, they're good guys. I mean, obviously. So, this is the tournament. We have 10 rounds of Unversed to beat up, and we're just going to kill stuff with fire. First couple of waves, Flame Saddle Shot Lock, pretty good. We accidentally used all of it. That loses a tiny bit of time, because you have to wait for all animations to end before the next round starts. Which kind of sucks. Then third wave, we're just going to start using magnets and fires. And then the fourth wave, we use another shot lock, and for the rest of it, we're just going to use magnets and fires. This is 3 fire boost hyper. So we're good. And yeah, the rest of this we just kinda magnet fire spam, and by magnet fire I mean
fleeting.
Normal hits do plenty. Once you get into Firestorm, your normal hits do absolutely fine. The Firestorm finisher you want to either do on this wave or this wave. Depends on the situation, because you want to use it on this wave a little more than the last wave, but sometimes you waste so much time trying to preserve it that it's just not worth it.
Which is what usually happens to me, so I just kinda...
Yeah, so we just kind of get back into Firestorm. These guys are being dicks. This is silly. At least they're giving you fleeting. But yeah, this round isn't supposed to go this way.
No.
These guys are just being...
They are being dicks.
Assholes right now. So we go back. So, one more wave of this, and then we get to see the worst enemy of this freaking game. And you're going to laugh at me when you see it, but they are legitimately the worst enemy. Jellyfish. Space jellyfish.
Oh my god, and they
interrupted. Oh my goodness, space jellyfish,
magnets.
They're everywhere. They're the worst. They're the worst. So
They interrupted the magnets.
The magical thing about space jellyfish is that if they want to hit you, they will hit you.
Where are you?
It doesn't matter. You have 0 time to react if they want to kill you. Like, none. Thankfully, on beginner, they usually can't kill you. On crit, they can kill you in that fight before you can even move. They are the worst.
So if you guys were enjoying the magnet fire combo, it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, fire was a lot of fun. We're done with fire now. We're moving on to bigger and better things, like Surge is full of fire. I mean, fire was fun while it lasted, but it gets boring, you know? We gotta mix it up. We gotta mix up our pyromancy. And we have 3 attack haste this run, which is actually pretty nice.
I know I don't have to do this one, but that's what I want. That's what I want today. I could have gone with 1 finishing boost. Some people have preferences on how they do it. I like having all of the attack haste. This is the one on PS4.
Yeah, this is the PS4 port of the game. The PSP port is a pain to run for a lot of reasons, but mostly because it's not Final Mix. And because you don't have the controller, and the camera controls are different. And anyway, Zach, we just shot Lock to death. He's fun. I mean, there's not a lot else to say about it. He shows up, he's like, gotcha! And then we just kind of murder him. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Alfie's going to use an Ever after that last Flame Salvo, and then just whack him a bit, because she wants to use Flame Salvo in the next phase, because this phase has 2 fights. Or this fight has 2 phases. I said that in reverse. So he's just going to come back. He's infused with darkness now or something. I don't know. Don't worry about it. We're
Hades
just going
took
to
over
kill him
his
with
soul.
fire.
Is basically my story.
Something something Hades, something something darkness, something something friendship. I don't know.
Something something Keyblade.
Keyblade. I don't know. We're just going to kill him with fire because that seems like the responsible thing to do with a friend that's possessed by darkness. I mean, what else are you going to do? I can't think of any more responsible thing to do about it. Anyway, we're going to hit him about, and then fire surges, and then just, you know. Surges are by far the best. And there's a fight. Surges are by far the best ability in this game for a few reasons. Number 1, when the surges hit an enemy, they can usually hit an enemy more than once because they're moving the enemy along. Number 2, you have complete iframes whenever you're in the middle of a surge. You cannot get hit. And there was third one there. They're just quick. I don't know. Something like that. This is the hardest fight in the run.
He's not even joking.
This is the hardest fight in the run. It's very hard. Just watch how hard this is. You got hit too.
Of course. Because they're jellies. They do whatever they want.
But yeah, hardest fight in the run. We just
your controls are wonky and you're just spamming X.
Yeah, very hard.
And of course, when you're talking Terra, it's always Keyblade, K-E-Y, because he doesn't know the other blade exists.
Keyblade!
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, so this is where force fights change a little bit. Because the thing is, before now, we were relying on Aqua D-Link and good old Magnera Fyra combos, and that worked fine, and that was great. We can't do that anymore. Now we're relying on these fire surges with the magnet, and these are actually much harder to pull off because the fire surges are constantly propelling you forward as you're trying to hit them. you'll notice that whenever Alfie casts Magnet, she's going to run away from any enemy before using the Surge. That's because with the Surge knocking you forward, she's trying to get the Surges to hit the enemies as much as possible. There's 2 force fights where you have to rely on this, and it's actually really wonky and hard to do effectively.
And now
Like
I'm gonna try some really cool
the Magnet Fire stuff are a lot more intuitive, a lot easier to control. So we're coming up on some really cool move tech. Not a glitch, not a glitch. I'll let it speak for itself and talk about it afterwards.
But it really is one of those things that if you're not paying attention, you will miss it.
Yep, and we'll just go into Cindy D-Link and watch.
Oh, thank you, Tara, for grabbing that edge. I didn't think you were going to. And there you go.
Not a glitch. Movement tech, not a glitch.
It's actually just the way lock-on works.
It's actually really, really weird, because Enchanted Step, specifically, for whatever reason, Enchanted Step, specifically, has a wonky thing where if you lock onto a target that's in a plane above you, it will just launch you upwards to try to hit the target. It's really weird. Surges in particular just do that. So this is Experiment. Experiment sucks. So we're going to try to just shot lock him to death. You see these 2 guns on the side? When this guy gets to about half health, he's already trying to do it. When he gets to about half health, he's going to try to get into guns and just shoot at us like a madman. We don't want that. He just did it. That's unfortunate. It's a complete RNG if you can finish the fight before he gets into these guns.
I've managed it once.
And if he gets into the guns, we just have to kind of try to kill the guns and deal with it. It's a pain. But it's possible to kill him without him doing that at all. It's completely RNG, and that's the reason the fight sucks. You lose like 15 to 20 seconds if he goes in the gun. It's a real pain in.
I'm breathing.
Real
That's all that
pain
matters right
in
now.
the butt. So coming up on last just normal force fight of the game, where we rely on the Magnet Fire Surges.
And because we've been relying on Magnet, they go, okay, well here's an enemy that's immune to Magnet.
Yeah, there's one enemy at the end of this fight that's completely immune to Magnet, which is interesting. But yeah, this is a really wonky fight. We really don't know how it works. Like, a couple of my fellow runners are convinced this fight works better when you have 2 fire boosts instead of 3. It's just the weird way this game works. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I will agree with it. It works better when you have 2 fire bursts. For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. These ape guys are just immune to magnets because they want to make our life obnoxious. Also, these birds are 2 of the most obnoxious enemies in the game. Just these 2 birds specifically, not birds in general, just these 2 in particular are a pain. But we're just going to try to use magnets and fire surges the best we can, knock some people around a bit. Fortunately, our damage is pretty good on beginner, especially with the Olympic Keyblade. Yeah, I know, not great level 1, feels bad, man. So, these guys are kind of obnoxious, but that wasn't a terrible fight.
Oh, it's gone a lot worse than that in my life.
Yeah, could have been worse. So, final shopping trip.
Final shopping trip! If
We're
it's
just going to
not
talk
a
to
fire surge or cure, I don't want it.
Yep, if it's not a fire surge or cure, we're selling it. all of them can go away. These trusty magnets we've been relying on all game, nah, they're gone. Screw them. Who needs them? Overrated. And instead, we're just going to buy some more fire surges because we didn't have enough. And we're going to buy a bunch of mega ethers. A bunch of mega ethers.
And what's today's magic number is 8.
So, what mega ethers do is they refill your focus gauge so that you can use shotlock more. And that's important for the final boss, because the way items work is when you hit retry,
you can have one of the
fight, any items that you used when you died before hitting retry disappear.
Oops.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I miscounted my
Yeah, and any the items that you use. Any items that you use before you die just disappear when you hit retry. They do not restock. So we're getting as many mega as possible so we don't run out during final boss, because that would suck.
I'm underleveled.
We're underleveled a little bit, that's fine. Also, when I told you there were 2 grinding parts of this game, I lied, there are 3. This is the last one, sorry.
This one only matters is you can end up underleveled or you can end up on level, and this one you only end up having if you're underleveled, which we are.
Yeah, we want to be level 18 with 330 to 320 to level 19. That way we will get to level 20 after these next couple fights coming up. And to do that, we just have to kill a bunch of dudes, because we're kinda underleveled this run. They're actually very underleveled this run. This is rare coming from the grinding you usually do.
I know. I went into Brig only like 50 behind. I don't know how I ended up this far behind now.
I don't know. The CP in this game is weird. Like, legit, if you're still need to kill a couple things. Like, legitimately, I'm not even joking. If you use magnet, then do a hit in the air and then thunder, you level up more than if you just magnet thunder. This game makes no sense. Like, I have video evidence that's a thing. I don't understand it.
We're good.
Anyway, we're where we need to be now. So we can head on over to the true villain of this game. The absolute evil mastermind behind all of this that's been going on. We must murder him, and we must murder him with fire. We must do it with impunity, and we must do it fast.
I'm overleveled? Oh, oops.
Slightly. Pan, my arch nemesis, die!
This should be a nice, quick, clean fight, too.
Yep, we have 3 fire boosts, so he dies to 2 shot locks. When I was referencing 3 fights in the run that you lose time to, if you only have 2 fire boosts, this is one of them. If you only have 2 fire boosts, you have to do 3 shot locks to kill him.
And if you have 1, well, your life sucks.
If you have 1, then reset.
But marathon, no reset.
Well, fortunately, you don't have to deal with that.
I know, we got good luck.
Also, worst enemies in the game, we have a bunch of them. But this fight's actually kind of fun. Because thankfully, even though these guys are just the worst, they have 0 health. They pop instantly, assuming we can touch them. Oh my goodness, these guys are eating your face today. But anyway, what's supposed to happen is they don't eat your face, and you can just pop in, magnet, pop out, magnet, pop in, magnet. It's a lot of fun when they don't try to eat your face. And we're level 20, which is good.
Yeah. Well, because I actually got a little ahead, but I'll take it before air quiz, so I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I will never complain about getting that before
that's it for Disney Worlds. We're coming up on the final bosses of the run now. Also a bunch of cutscenes. Countless cutscene skips. There's a lot.
And it keeps dropping my down inputs.
So much story. So much story.
We don't want to know.
We don't want to know how this tragedy ends. We don't want to.
Don't go breaking my heart.
So now we have to head to Keyblade Graveyard, and
I almost drove past it. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And now we're going to fight the Jedi Master. I mean Keyblade Master. I mean Mark Hamill. I mean Ericus. I mean
it's Jedi Master Ericus, please.
Look, BBS is basically Revenge of the Sith, except better. Like, except actually good. So, say hi to Mark Hamill. I mean, Jedi Master Ericus. So, this fight actually kind of sucks. Our whole strat is to Fire Surge. That's legitimately our strat. And, it's very easy to die here, because our strat is just to wail on him and hope he doesn't murder us.
Like that! Crud,
yeah, he can do that. This fight's actually pretty strange in how it works, because he has... When you use surges on him, he will automatically retaliate after a certain number of hits.
I am just gonna play it safe real quick, because I don't want to die. I am totally just playing it safe, and I know it, guys.
Yeah, but on crit, you can actually take a lot of advantage of like how his retaliation works. On beginner, we don't have time for that. We just wail on him and hope for the best. And it kind of sucks, but you know. The other weird thing about this fight is that our command style will always be Dark Impulse, because something's story. Just shot lock him.
Didn't get the second to do it.
Yeah, he DM'd there, and like I said, it's very easy to die in this fight.
Because I was already almost dead, so as soon as it popped up. I didn't promise anybody a deathless run, I just was hoping to not die.
Deathless is overrated. We just wanted to show how easy it is to die in this run.
Yeah, it was totally a planned death.
That's all there is to it. So,
nope,
yeah, Ericus is just a pain. In a lot of ways, you don't have Leaf Bracer, which is unfortunate. In a lot of ways, I would argue that this fight in the crit speedrun is easier than the beginner speedrun, because on crit, you have second chance, you have once more, you have Leaf Bracer, you have Renewal Block, which means you can take full advantage of the way Ericus counterattacks and like just manipulate that till the end of time. On beginner, we don't have any time to get any of those strong abilities. That just wastes a bunch of time. So instead,
sometimes you get them randomly by luck, and your life is happy, but you can't count on them.
Yeah, every so often you'll get Leaf Bracer randomly, and it's great, but it doesn't happen a lot. But otherwise, we just kind of just load up on damage, wail on him, and really just hope it works out. He really wants to DM you today.
I know.
Ericus has two main manners of moving. The first way is for him to just counter after you hit him. The second way is for him to run away after you hit him. That's unfortunate.
Nab! I am
That's
the way this fight is going, this is requiring a lot of effort for me to not break marathon safe language.
But the other way is for him to constantly run away from you after being hit. And if he's running away from you, that means he wants to shot lock you or DM, both of which are very slow. We don't want anything to do with that, but it's random which one he wants to do. And like I said, the problem with him doing the pattern we want him to do on beginner is the simple fact that we don't have abilities to keep us alive. So if we get stuck in a combo, well, you know. The disadvantage of playing without second chancing once more. And this isn't even the trolliest fight in the run. We haven't gotten there yet.
He's just being a jerk.
Yeah, just shot lock him. Honestly.
I can't get a good thing to get it off.
Yeah, but... And I think we got him? Just,
no!
That's
I am
really
blaming being slightly tired going into this run. And not complaining about the time slot, it's just it's a little bit later for me. I'm usually in bed by now, and it's like... This could be going better.
Yeah, I'm really trying to emphasize that, like, this fight's not easy, even though we're playing on the easiest difficulty. It's actually a major pain in the tuchus.
And I actually know a lot of runners when they get into this, like they find a wall here. But, like this fight is
when
really,
I first
really hard.
started
It's
running
like
this,
it's okay. You'll
I
get
first
through
started running this. It took a long time to beat this guy first time. Like because like all of these other fights, we have these awesome strats to just burn them to death, and it's great, and it's really fast, and really not hard to learn. This guy, not so much, because the strat is kinda just hoping for the best.
And it's half try to stay alive.
Yeah, it's half knowing the pattern well enough to stay alive, and half hoping for the best. And like I said, it's on beginner it's especially annoying because we don't have second chance, we don't have once more, we don't have renewal block, we don't have any of those awesome abilities.
And because I didn't get off the 15, I didn't get to live long enough when those fires sat on me.
Yeah,
I thought I hit 15 when I hit X.
The thing about Flame Salvo is the reason we did. This is the reason that Terra Crit isn't run a lot, by the way, because there's this fight, and then there's the fights after this.
And like the next two fights after this, not worried. I am totally not worried.
The next two fights after this are fine. Even on Crit, they're fine. The final fight, oh boy. You think this is infuriating, you've seen nothing yet.
Oh god.
Oh, he's DMing again. His DM's really weird.
If you can control where you're at in it, you can just avoid it like it's nothing.
Yeah, like I said, I'd argue this fight's tough on Crit for the obvious reasons, but I'd argue it's easier just because you have those abilities to help you stay alive.
So when he does stuff like this, I don't trust that I'm gonna get it off right. Really? I am mad!
Yeah, we're really just trying to get through this right now. Like, sometimes this just happens. Nothing you can do.
This is what happens when I get a little grumpy. If you wanna, you know, see that in a bigger version, you're gonna have to come by when I actually run this game.
Yeah,
there's a language warning on my game.
Check out her stream.
There's normally language warnings on my stream, so it's okay. I can contain myself for one day.
Maybe. So, last menu of the game, we're going to equip our awesome new Keyblade that we just got, and we're going to equip our Mega Eaters.
I don't do it yet.
Do you do it after the tornadoes? So, say hi to tornadoes. These tornadoes are kind of interesting because if you get sucked in, you get stuck in these force spikes of like really large Heartless, and like, we don't want that. So instead, we just kind of roll around them. The way their AI works is if you get close to one, the one will chase after you. So if you get close to another one, that one will start chasing after you. The one that was pursuing you leaves you alone, and so none of them get remotely close to you. It's
Terry
pretty
is the
interesting.
easiest one to manipulate it on.
It's about the same, to be honest.
His is the easiest one to learn it.
Yeah, probably, because the slide's pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
On PS3, that manipulation was actually kind of hard, and when this port on PS4 originally released, tornadoes were straight up broken, and just moved so quickly you couldn't even react.
We were so grumpy.
So, welcome to Final Fights. This is Vanitas / Xehanort. We're just going to shotlock Vanitas and hope he cooperates. That's the strat. Like, he just teleports all over the place, and he just gets really obnoxious, and he doesn't usually cooperate with us. It's a pain. True story, on the PS3 port of this game, you only had to take off some of Vanitas' health to end the fight.
Like, he would be dead already.
Yeah, he'd be dead a long time ago on PS3. On PS4, you have to get rid of all of his health. I don't know why.
But you can also, it is true, it's not always faster, but it is true that you can completely ignore Vanitas and just attack Xehanort and get rid of some of his health. It's not always faster.
Yeah, it's usually slower though. Also, Xehanort, this fight's awesome and really quick. So we're just going to try not to get hit. Then we're going to Firestorm search him a little bit, get into the Firestorm finisher. Then we're going to Fire Surge him a little bit, hit him a couple times, and continue our assault. That way we're going to get into Charge Blade at the end of this, and then Charge Blade just does this. Charge Blade is a little bit broken.
Someone who wanted their child to become a villain, that's who named their child Xehanort.
Anyway, say hi to Terranort. Our body was taken over by Xehanort now, and we just have our soul fighting him.
And I'm gonna say nothing because
if you may.
I otherwise.
And they take away our Keyblade, they take away all our stuff, and all we can do as remorse is try to burn him to death. You might think I'm exaggerating, but no. Final fight. Run away, we shot lock, away, we use Mega Ethers, and we pray. It's a major pain in the tuchus. This fight is really, really difficult. Like, he can do whatever he wants, essentially. He can cure if he wants. He can cure up to 3 times, or he can cure not at all. So the fight can go really fast or really slow based on your RNG. He just cured right there. And his attacks do a lot of damage. His DM, if you get stuck in it, will instantly chain kill you. But really, we just want him to do attacks like this the whole time. And just run at us while we shotlock him. He's already cured 3 times. Wow, this is really unlucky.
Did he cure 3 times? I know I saw him cure twice.
He cured 3 times. So we're good. He's going to DM, and now... And this is going to be a little tricky because Alfie used shotlock while he's casting DM, so now she's going to avoid it as best as possible, and this is why this fight.
Leave me alone?
This fight is legitimately the one reason that this run on crit is like not run much at all. Because this fight on crit, oh Nelly. This fight on crit. This fight's bad enough on beginner, and we're just using shot locks. Speaking of shot locks, he can use shot locks too, and his shot locks are kind of a pain. There's a really awesome ability called Renewal Block that will at least heal us if we use that, but on beginner we don't get that. That's so the only thing we have is
he just healed again.
Cure.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah, he just DM'd again, which is really unfortunate. Also, when he DMs, he jumps around like this. So what Alfie did there was she held her shot lock this time
No,
to make
no,
the
no.
iframes last for as long as possible.
No.
He really wants you dead this run.
He really, really does. The Emperor heard that I lost to the Jedi Master and deems me not worthy. No.
Something
no,
like
sir!
That. Yeah, dodging that shot lock without a shot lock of your own is actually kind of difficult.
I'm trying to be able to use my ether. But he's not giving me the 2 seconds. There we go.
Oh, boy. And time is last hit.
Hit time.
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 And that's Terra Beginner any %.
We ended up using all of my estimate.
Yeah, it's got kind of bodied by Ericus, which is unfortunate, but that's something that can happen.
I'm just letting this play. This is just the final cutscene.
Yep, you grow a cape for some reason. You just kind of kneel down.
Well, because you don't have a body. You're a soul inside of an armor.
This whole epic battle with this incredibly obnoxious boss that kills you over and over again, it does nothing! It does nothing! It literally does nothing! You could cut this fight, the story's the same, it does nothing!